There is a storm on the horizon. They say it follows a ship rigged with black sails. They'll destroy anyone who stands in between them and their hunt for gold. Have mercy on your soul if you ever run into these buccaneers. Run him down to David Jones' locker.
Yeah, this the home of the Bucs. Home of the Bucs. For all them cannons. Watch how my city turn up. We gotta do something. There's levels to this. We got love it with us. They tell me we finally got it. I feel like we did it. And love it, we
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Bucnblake Sports Live on BucsReport.com, coming to you with Monday's edition of post game to the Seattle Buccaneers game. You know, the Bucs falling short all the way on the West Coast in Seattle, Washington, 40-30 in overtime. Unfortunately, Ronde Barber was right. The team with the ball last is the team that's going to win the game, and that's pretty much what it was. But much to be said, is the blame on Todd Bowles? Is it on Winston, or is it in a collective thing altogether? And does that missed field goal play into effect that we missed before the half, the 50-pointer that did come back to bite us? It's going to be interesting to talk about it today. But if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, click on that link in the description box. Apple usually the only one that usually have the issue. Usually if you email it to yourself and then click the link, it works. But otherwise than that, if you click it, if you don't want to get on video, you just want audio, you can click on it, and I can take the video out and we can just use audio, and you guys can come on and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Don't think I'm ignoring you when I see it pop up. I just have to just have to set it up and get a time to do it. Just you have to wait a minute. I can see it, the notification and all that. So you just bear with me. But let's get to all the great shows on BucsReport.com. Cannon Fire Podcast, Buckball Podcast, Real Bucs Talk, Red Flag Podcast, Buck What You Heard, Fantasy and Flavors, The Sports Web, Thursday Night Live with Charles Richardson. And today is kind of special because I had a real interesting talk with Mike Clayton, former Buccaneer, Super Bowl champion with the Giants, played with the Tomahawk Nighthawks, and just talk football. Me and him become good friends over the time. Just talking Bucs and talking football was something I like to do and something he likes to do. And you know how he loves his LSU Tigers, coming out of LSU, national champ back in his day. But first, I told you guys you send me videos and put up stuff, and I thought this was kind of cool. Some video from Felipe Castaneda, always here supporting Bucs Report and Bucnblake Sports all the time, 365. He's always here showing me love. I wanted to put up a video of him out there in Seattle for a Winston scramble and a touchdown to Mike Evans. Check this out. It's a great video there, Felipe. I told you I'd play it. I told you I would. It's great. It's exciting to see fans out there enjoying what they love, win, loss, or drawing out there and enjoying themselves and having a great time. Also, I can't forget to shout out all the Buckaholics across the United States. I did not realize how far wide you guys are. You guys are in Wisconsin, Ohio, Utah. Shout out to Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Hawaii, California, Texas, and who could forget? They even support the Buccaneers in Mexico. Bienvenido al Bucs Report, or Benito Informe de Bucs, all the Mexican folks in the Latino community. I think that's awesome that you guys are everywhere and all over showing each other love and appreciating football when the times that we have it, because it's not long enough. It really isn't. It's really not long enough. But I just love this game and all that. And I just love being around fans and tailgating and stuff. And if I'm around, I'll make sure to see you guys and show you guys love. And I know you guys do the same for me, taking your time out of today if you're at work or wherever watching this and you rewatch it. Share it to your friends. Check out Bucs Report. Like Bucs Report on Facebook. 63,000 following. Like my page as well. My website, bucnblakesports.com. And all that. And I'm always down for more ideas. I do the Madden thing that was brought up by Jeremiah. I have a Bucs Report Madden League. So I'm always taking new ideas. I've only been doing this since 2015. So, I take everything I can and I try to make this as fun an experience as it is for me, for you guys as well. And you guys can come here and vent and all that. Just show each other respect. It's all right to have different opinions. It's all right. It's all right to have different opinions. You just don't got to insult each other. Just all right. We're going to be all right. All right. And today we're going to hear, as usual, you're going to hear from Bruce Arians, you're going to hear from Shaq Barrett, Devin White, Bo Allen, and all those guys. But first, before we get rolling and all that, because I can't forget, because we're so excited to get all this information out, let's hear from our sponsors before we get into that.
At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast, Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand, every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more. At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life.
If you need to know any other information, please contact either Peter Blake, myself, or anybody at bucksreport.com, and we can set you up with that if you are interested. So where do we start? Let's recap the game real fast in a quick 30 seconds. You ready? Bucs lose 34-30. Winston 29 for 44, 335 yards total, 2 TDs, a QBR rating of 103.9. Wilson, 29 for 43, 5 passing touchdowns, 378 yards, 133.7 passer rating. Rushing, 18 for 27, 1 touchdown. Ronald Jones, 16 for 105. Carson on rushing. Receiving, Mike Evans obviously led today with 12 receptions, 180 yards, 1 touchdown. Lockett, 13 receptions, 152 yards, 2 TDs. DK Metcalf, 6 receptions, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Defense, Devin White led in all tackles with 12 total tackles with 2 forced fumbles. David White, JPP, Allen, and Zach Barrett had a sack. Total plays is 72 versus Seattle 68. Total yards 418 to 492. Penalties, we had 11 for 82. Seattle had 4 for 45. First downs, third down conversions, 6 for 14. Seattle was 2 for 8. Time of possession was 35-25 versus 28-13. For the most part, as far as total yards and everything, it was pretty damn close, man. Pretty damn close. You had the 4 scoring series, but not the field goals, because we had 2 field goals as well. Your first drive of the game, you had 7 plays, 75 yards to Ronald Jones touchdown. Your second was a 9-play drive with 9 plays, 69 yards to Perryman. The next one was 12 plays, 63 yards and then an Evans touchdown. And then the last was 10 plays, 75 yards to Ongumbawale. That's a real tongue twister getting all that out. But I know a lot of people are having a controversy about Winston. I guess I wasn't sure either if the fumble or not was Winston's to count the turnover. But let's take a look at this clip. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's to me. It looks like as usual. Well, he's been quiet for the most part. Donovan Smith hits Winston's arm and knocks his arm forward because I was confused. I'm like, how is he fumbling that? It doesn't make sense just to drop that like that. But now you can clearly see he swings his arm back and hits his quarterback making the throw. And cost us off of the turnover that we just got that Devin White had forced. Devin White and Vernon Hargraves. Yeah. So with that being said, let me just go into Bruce Arians. Let me get through some of these videos and get to you guys in the chat group because I do not want to neglect you guys today. Again, click the link in the description box if you want to call in or get on live on the video. You're going to hear from Mike Evans, my guest today, and not Mike Evans, Mike Clayton, MC, and along with Bo Allen, Devin White, and Shaq Barrett. Here we go.
I'm not used to losing here. Really, really proud of our guys. I thought, man, we had some young. At one time, we had 6 rookies out there on defense, and they were fighting their ass off. And this was an NFL game for some of them. They got broken in pretty good. Offensively, I don't think we could have played much better. A couple of third downs maybe, and I thought our kicking game was solid. That field goal before the half, I knew it was going to be huge. In these games up here, they always are. Every point counts. So those 3 points, I thought it was a hell of a drive with 40 seconds to get to field goal range, and I was counting on Matt to make that one. But really, really proud of our guys.
Coach, if Mike Evans chased down the fumble, we're not even having this conversation. How important is that?
Yeah, I think everybody gave some great effort. I thought Devin White's play on Carson was unbelievable. We just don't get that fumble, But that's what these young guys are all about, and each and every guy had a hand in the pile today.
First, you can get that touchdown less than a minute left. Is there any thought to going for 2 on it? They're trying to win outright?
No, just because of history here, and we'd held them. Kicker just missed one, and so yeah, it was. No, there was no.
Coach, the second touchdown drive, 1st and 10, Winston throws the screen pass into the ground. You go in and eventually score. Is your quarterback showing maturity now?
Oh, there's no doubt. Yeah, he had 2 or 3 screens today that he handled extremely well. KJ Wright's a tough guy to get a screen pass on. He read them, but Jameis played probably as good as he's played all year.
Coach, how important is it to get the ball, the open kickoff, and go in and score for momentum?
Well, that's the thing. Every time in overtime, you want that ball, and I've had some doozies with these guys before, and I thought we had them stopped, and they made a really good third down conversion.
First, this is 2 weeks in a row where you had a lead in the 4th quarter and you kind of can't close it out. What has to happen?
Just got to grow up. I mean, we're really, really, really young. Over there we had 3 rookies back in the back end playing, and Devin and Nelson got hurt. So, I mean, just keep growing. But I love the way they competed.
Are there rules when you play a Russell Wilson? You made some throws today that I don't know if the coverage could have been any better.
That's Russell. I mean, been watching that for a long, long time. And when Russell gets out of the pocket, that's when he's the most dangerous. We let him up the middle, and that's a no-no.
Overall, the discipline taking on a quarterback like that. I mean, a lot at stake.
Yeah, I mean, the pass rush, the coverage, Sean jumped up in front and the guy whirly-birds out and he gets a holding penalty and, things like that you practice them, but it's not the same as in the game.
Coach, what was cited there at the end? Was there something on the field that the referee may have missed? Or?
I thought they were holding it out of us. So.
Bruce, you mentioned the young guys. Jamil Dean actually had to come out and play with Davis hurt. Well, what did you think just his game overall, just how he? I
think he made some good plays, he made some bad plays, and it was a big learning experience. It's the most he's played, just physically being tired. And I thought Sean Murphy and Bunny jumped. He's been growing and growing. This was a good one for Jamil. Mike Edwards got out there, got some snaps, and so yeah, the growth is good.
First, did Carlton hurt himself on the opening kickoff?
No, he hurt himself in warm-ups.
So Dean didn't know going in. There was no intention for Dean to play as much as he did.
No, not until we came in from warm-ups.
When you get the long play play to the 2-yard line there, it's like less than a minute left. Is there any thought to slowing down there and worrying you can give Seattle too much time there?
No, just get the touchdown.
Coach, we know the league's all about wins and losses, but you can get a lot of positives out of this one, can't you?
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. Like I said, I'm really, really proud of this group. You know, Carlton's injury throws a young guy out there. And like I said, when you're playing with 6 rookies on defense, there were snaps out there, and they held their own. So I think it's a bright future. Yeah, we're pissed off about losing a game that went to overtime that we thought we should win, just like last week. But I see the growth. I see us getting better.
How nice is it going to be to play a home game next week?
I don't know what that's like.
Chris, what do you say about Devin's ability to strip the ball loose on those people?
Just catch him. Just catching him. I mean, that was a huge, big-time play. The only time I saw Tyrann Mathieu do that his rookie year and catch Jared Cook, I just wish we'd have got the damn ball. You know, it was a great play by him, but we don't recover the ball. The ball bounced out of bounds.
Bruce, for games, like whole games he did, when he throws it, the only real turnover looked like his arm got hit on that.
Yeah, just went back and hit one of the guys on the back, and that was huge. But I think that was the one we held him to 3.
What does it say when you guys can match Russell Wilson, in a shootout type?
Yeah, I can't be more prouder of our guys. I mean, to have the injuries that we had at the last second, and then to go out there and take this team to overtime, and this is a hell of a football team. I think it speaks volumes about our guys. You know, we a player too. We're just a player too, and we win last week, we win this week. But was at one time, I don't think we had 6 rookies on defense, a couple snaps, and it's like they're holding their own.
Did you get a sense, I mean, last week the locker room, you said it was a rejected room. Did you get a sense that they're going to take something from this positive?
No, they're pissed. I think they're really pissed because it was like 2 weeks in a row. And, I mean, they worked hard in practice this week, and it showed in this game. I can't ask any more of these guys. Can't be more prouder of them. But I'm not used to losing here. Really, really proud of our guys. I thought, man.
Yeah, Arians is an interesting guy. He's really excited about winning. He really doesn't like to play close and praise or those things and all that. And yeah, and it's going to work out. People are going to believe in him and get this system going. It seems like we're always saying that, but you know, we just haven't had consistency here to watch a progression go. Like I said over and over, we make lateral movements all the time when we tend to move forward. But hopefully, you know, with Arians here, we can hopefully progress forward instead of sideways. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com, recapping the 40-34 loss in overtime to the Seattle Seahawks all the way across the United States, and come over there to end their road travels, the struggle of October. I'm upset we didn't have a whole game to, you know, let the ladies come out there and share their stories of breast cancer awareness and everything. You know, I had my little post up on my page showing my support of that. And just shows you the struggles that people have day to day, but we tend to argue amongst each other about a lot of things that don't matter after that. So let me get to some of you guys' comments after Bruce Arians, and then we'll get to the defensive side. Because the offense, honestly, I don't really have too much to talk about other than that clip I showed you of Donovan Smith hitting Winston's arm, causing a turnover. Of course, Winston gets the rap for it. Whatever. I say he played otherwise than that. He played well. And a lot of people put up posts today. He said Winston plays well, we lose. Winston plays bad, we lose. You can't win. So what is the one denominator that remains the same? Well, we can't stop anybody in the secondary. You have to fix that. Offensive line did their job for the most part, containing Jadeveon Clowney. Bobby Wagner did get a sack, but for the most part, he was held in check. And Ziggy Ansah wasn't really a factor. I'm not sure of how much he really played in that game as well. So it is what it is. Let me get to some of you guys' comments because I do not want to neglect you. J Buck, going on? What's going on, Jamal? How you doing? Again, you guys click the link in the description box. I will get you on here. If you don't want to get on, we can just do a call and we'll get your audio in and you guys can give me what you want to talk about. Apple users usually have an issue. Make sure to email it to yourself and it should work like that. Otherwise, that Android and everything else should work. And I'll have Mike Clayton on here as well. Hopefully he's out there at a charity golf course. Hopefully the signal works well and the audio is working because he's out there with a charity event. Let me check out everybody here. Felipe, welcome to the show. Day, hey, how you doing? Deshaun Tidsdale, you better move Devin White back to running back. Hey, we really don't need it, but Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber can get it done. But if a running back comes available, I'm sure they'll take a look at it. And that was Deshaun Tisdale, Keith, Tampa Bay chant, Christopher Cole, what's going on? Ben Cornett, as always, giving it 100. Brian Flessing, Woodward Grambling. I'm not sure what you mean, Brian. Elaborate on that a little bit, unless you're talking to somebody else. Christopher Cole again. Felipe Dean was getting burned all game. They picked on him throughout the game. Yeah, let's talk about that. Dean was a last-minute starter. Carlton Davis hurt his hamstring in pregame warm-ups, and Dean was kind of thrown to the wolves of the fire. And the game plan, they saw, oh, Dean's out there. Let's throw it at him. And he definitely got his rookie stripes. Now, again, he played against a rookie, so it wasn't like he was playing against a veteran. And like Tyler Lockett, who was turned into an absolute star on this team, and was he a third-round draft pick? I wanted him coming out the draft, and he was a great kick returner and just turned into a stellar receiver. Russell Salam, rookie or not, 35, shouldn't be on the NFL team. You can't tell me there's no one else out there that signed who isn't better. The receivers are good. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks are a winning team. They have 2 losses on the road, so, I mean, they're beating everybody, not just him. But those are things you got to learn, man. I get your point. I don't think I don't get it. It's disheartening to see you get beat up like that. He did make a lot of plays, but the key parts in the game, you were just getting beat on stuff you shouldn't get beat at. So I get what you're saying, Russell. Stephen E. Anderson, welcome. Day, not anyone that's not looking to cash in. We don't have the funds to get the type of players every Bucs feel, but Bucs fans feel we should go after. Yeah, it's all about cap money and opportunity. There has to be somebody, I get what you're saying, to put somebody in, Russell. He's going ham on that secondary. Jamal, what's going on? Ronald did his thing. The offense moved better with Jones in it. Actually, I'm a Jones fan. He offers a little bit more. I would like to see him get better in pass protection and get more involved in catching passes at the backfield. Otherwise, that'd be great. Christopher Cole, Dotson, Holden call really hurt us. It's a questionable call. Yeah. It was 2 touchdown pass. It was to Scotty Miller, who has Rashad Perriman awareness, catching the ball in the end zone, not securing your feet before you make a catch. And then Winston making a great scramble in there, knowing the importance of not kicking the 3 and getting 7 in that situation. And there we go. And that field goal hurts too, because if you score there, that puts us up by 4 plus the field goal, so that adds another 7. Don't try to pay attention to my crazy math. I got it figured out in my head. I'm just saying it in the situations where I add that. That's another 7-point spread right there, on top of a 14-point lead that you had earlier in the game that the defense gave up entirely and then just fell apart completely in the second half. Just completely fell apart. And I partially blame that on Todd Bowles, because when I watched the Baltimore and Patriot game, Baltimore played I called it an inside out. That's what I call it, inside out. What I mean, if they're going to run those rub routes, then you guys just got to switch. I said, if whatever receiver comes to your side, that's who you cover, instead of try to run across his body and uncover him. Again, I'm not going to blame the players. If that's what your coach is telling you to play, then you play what you want to play. That's what you guys got to understand sometimes when you're calling people bums and getting burnt and all that stuff. Like, those rub routes, you know as well as I do, and you watch it all the time. But think of Steph Curry. That's what it's like. You got to run around a player, and he's getting these wide open shots. Those are the things that you're creating picks. You're creating legal picks in the NFL, and the guy's getting space. When a guy like Tyler Lockett with that kind of speed and DK Metcalf with that kind of speed, one bad angle, you're going to get beat, especially on the wide side of the field where you can't really cut him off. And Hargraves was a subject of that. You try to run under or over it, you're going to get beat. It's just a pick play, and Seattle ran it great, which Bowles should have called him that. Hey, we're going to play inside out or outside inside, and you play whoever comes your side. That's who you take, whoever, and vice versa. If he runs inside, that's your guy. But the thing I liked about Baltimore, they was using Earl Thomas to come cut off those crossing routes. Like in that play there, Devin White, the last play in the overtime, Devin White was there. I think he was in spy on that play because the tight end ran right across his face, and he did not react to it. So I assume that's what he was in coverage, because he was fixated on Russell Wilson not running. So, and then the other part, I don't know if you watched that game. That's how we should have played those crossing routes. They would literally be in full sprint in zone, and then when somebody else would come back, he would peel off and go like that, and it would vice versa that all game long. And that's the kind of coverage you got to play on those crossing routes, make the quarterback hold the ball longer, and your defensive lineman can get the sacks. Checking out the chat here. Ben Cornett offensive line was an issue yesterday. A holding call on Dawson wipes out a TD. Donovan hits Jameis' arm and caused a fumble. Oh, okay, I get what you had him turn his field goal. Yeah, it wasn't on Jameis. He was making a throw. I know Jameis is going to say he's going to get the ball out. I know you're going to say that, but if a guy's not open or you got to wait for him to get to the hole in the zone, that's when you're supposed to throw it. I mean, everything's just not that simple. You just throw it because you're getting pressure. You got to wait for your guy to get open to actually make a throw when you're trapped inside the pocket. Holding call really hurt. Yeah, it was a questionable call because he really didn't need to hold him. He could have just pushed him out the way and Winston took off anyway. Ricky Bobby, Jason Light has put more horrible secondary on the field year after year while he be held accountable. I got you. Yes, 6 DBs in the past 2 years. 6 DBs. I get what you're saying, Ricky. I mean, I don't know. The only person who's gonna hold him accountable is Sheldon Quarles or the Glaziers at this point. Day. It looks tough as Coach BA is letting Jameis Winston feel comfortable making a decision that he can learn from. Other than that, one mistake, Winston looked like a caliber QB that really do some special things. I mean, if he doesn't try to risk it all the time and try to get the biscuit, he won't hurt the team. If he can play like that all the time, that's great. He didn't get a whole lot of pressure, but you see what happens when Jameis Winston is protected. The guy's outstanding. And I know fans are like, oh, we want to see the consistency out of that. Yeah, but every game's not the same. Some people just have a better pass rush than the other. Some games you just might have backup linemen, and it's not going to be the same. You're not comfortable. But I get it. That's the games where he just got to throw it in the dirt like he did on those screenplays and live to fight another day. And before I keep rambling on, check out this first video by my good friend. I can call him my good friend, who beat 2 Pro Bowlers on one play. Do you remember? Here we go. Check this out.
You just do whatever you think's right. It's fine with them. Third down pass, wide open, and the catch is made by Clayton, the rookie, and he's touched down by Lynch. He didn't get up in time, I don't think. No, they're going to say that Lynch didn't touch him until he was already on his feet. That is a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Oh, John Lynch is going to argue this. John Lynch thought all he had to do was tap Michael Clayton and he would be down by contact. That's only true if Clayton's knee is still on the ground.
Lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty's declined.
First of all, watch the catch by Clayton. Whoa! Is he up when... Yes, he is. He has his knees off the ground and he's up on all fours when John Lynch touches him. Let's see, does Michael Clayton get up off the ground before he's touched? Yes, he is. He's on all fours. That's an excellent ruling by the officials.
And Lynch trying to be a gentleman.
Yeah, Mike, I know you're probably cracking up if you're watching this, but I just wanted to show that so people can remember your first touchdown catch. And man, he was moving, boy, for as big as he was. He put the hell of a move on Champ Bailey and then ran past John Lynch, who had previously been penalized for hitting a player on the ground like that. You know, the physical player that John Lynch is. He ran in and scored for your first touchdown in your NFL career. Let me go ahead and get Mike Clayton on. And if you're just tuning into the show, this is Bucs Report. Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com, recapping on Monday. Bucs lost in overtime 34-40 to the Seattle Seahawks in an overtime heartbreak 2 weeks in a row. Not overtime, but heartbreak losses. And you'll catch me again on Friday doing the pregame to the Arizona Cardinals, and I could finally be back at the game in Raymond James. I forgot what the place like. I forgot what my seat felt like. It's been so long. And let me get Big Mike on here. I know he's at the charity thing. Charity golf event, so audio is going to be rough. I'm not sure if it's going to kick in or not, but I can kind of break down what we're talking about in this video. Big Mike, you there? There he is. Mike's out there, you know, rocking his Buccaneer hat and his LSU gloves. We're sporting his team as always. Great guy in this community, man. A lot of these guys that leave this team follow the Tony Dungy regime here, trying to give back to the community and thinking of someone else than themselves, and these guys could be selfish. These guys could run around Tampa chasing women and doing all this stuff like that. A lot of them are getting married. Maybe some of them do that still. But, you know, a lot of these guys that you don't pay attention to, like Warwick Dunn, is still buying homes for single mothers. It's in Mike Allstott in the community and their families. And they really building a great staple here, from being ex-pro players to going off the field and doing great things in the community. I think it goes very underrated as a whole, because negative lights are always shined. It's much more interesting than you hear about people that doing kind things for people. Now, I guess that's just us as a nature of humanity being attracted to drama other than being attracted to positive things. Like what Mike has done, what Warwick Dunn has done, Deshaun Watsons of the world, J.J. Watts of the world. And these people are genuine people that are doing these things out of the goodness of their heart because they have the funds and the ability to do so. And you don't have to have funds to do things like that. That's why I try to do charity stuff, give my time to stuff. I'm trying to get involved in some of Mike's stuff as well. And do it because you have the time to do it, because you don't know the impact that you could have on somebody else's life just from the little thing that you did. And I don't know if you guys know, when I brought up the Warwick Dunn and Deshaun Watson thing on purpose. Warwick Dunn bought Deshaun Watson's mother a home, and lo and behold, Deshaun Watson becomes an NFL player. And when the hurricane happens, he ends up blessing two people that lost their homes in that hurricane that happened in Houston a few years ago. And that's the type of stuff that happens. And everybody, and that's the things that we should really be focusing on as people in here. I know it was a little rant on humanity type stuff, but I just, like I said, it just goes underrated, man. It just goes underrated. Per ESPN and Buccaneers.com, Ronald Jones has been counted as the featured back from now on. I know me and Mike were talking about that. Ronald Jones from going to the collegiate level to the NFL, not being asked a whole lot at college. A lot of his tapes is just him running wide open and outrunning everybody. He did mature and gain weight. He did mature in learning how to hit holes and taking what's given to him. And when you're open field, try to give him the razzle dazzle. But he's now the featured back. So Michael Clayton doesn't believe he's a number one. He thinks he's a 1-2 guy. I kind of compared him to Derek Ward out there, and Clayton won a Super Bowl with the Giants, and I said he was like more of a 1-2 guy, like a Derek Ward when they had Brandon Jacobs, and then Ahmad Bradshaw, Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I just find that interesting. That's featured the back, and we were literally just talking about that. So I think that's awesome that he's getting a chance to become the starter, and I think he's earned the right, in my opinion. Me and Mike talked, and we're gonna get some more work done with each other, get down into TV broadcast and stuff. He's kind of make fun of me because I told him, this wasn't my, I didn't go to college for none of this stuff. I went to college for law and things like that. So, I'm not sure what Mike majored at LSU. He could tell you better than I could. But you look forward to seeing us doing some more stuff and getting an NFL perspective out of things. As Mike's, been a more polished player than I ever was or ever I could be. So it's just fun getting experience and Mike being the kind person that he is and try to take me under his wing and show me some of the ropes and get me some more interviews like that for you guys so you guys can talk to some of the players that you loved at the time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that's pretty much what I wanted to do all along when I started this in 2015, to try to get your guys' voice and opinions out to people, that played the game, besides sharing it amongst us. You know what I mean? So you can kind of get some validation on what you said and think what they think about your comments and stuff like that. Kind of separate your fandom, but your fandom of football, if that makes sense, talking about football and things like that. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Bucnblake Sports Show live on BucsReport.com. Follow the 63,000 following on Facebook. Follow me on all my social media sites. I will answer you. You can see all my links down there at the bottom. Check out Mike at his Twitter feed at MC Listen Up. I know that's what his show he was trying to get out. Listen Up, his talk show. He's got the Michael Clayton show. You know, Mike's out there, man, and he loves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and appreciate the opportunities that they gave him while he was here. Let me get some of the comments here. Maurice Waters, welcome to the show. Day. Dustin Dokester, if I pronounced that correctly. Winston already has 12 INTs and 9 fumbles in 8 games of his 5th contract year. He's on pace to set his season high in both those categories. They all haven't been his fault, but we should see a little better stat from a 5-year vet. Well, he's thinking John Clayton, Mike Clayton, Felipe, jeez. All right, with that question, with that answer, with that question or that statement you said, it's sadly, the quarterback gets hit with any type of, the snap that wasn't on him, any fumble in the backfield is on the quarterback. A strip sack is on him when it's really not on him. So, I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt. There people are going to throw that stat out there because I think people are trying to push an objective and get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to draft another quarterback. And I'm glad that they're not. Well, I think Winston will be here next season. I hope he is because, again, you get rid of Jameis Winston. We draft another quarterback. We've made another lateral movement. We didn't fix the old line. Didn't get a high-priced corner or anybody in the draft or all that. We're spending more picks to replace stuff that we already have. I can understand that Jameis Winston was just so horrible that he just couldn't get any job done. But you and I both know that that's not true. Yes, he has flaws. They all do. I said he has to overcome more adversities than a lot of other teams. And a lot of other people want to compare, Green Bay Packers and Deshaun Watsons and stuff. Well, they're a little different quarterbacks. Winston wasn't really known for scrambling like that, which I wish he would kind of get back to that. As his rookie season when he was running all the time, it alleviated, trying to get balls in windows that he can't get them in and waiting for people to, to do the jobs and get open. Just take off, man. Take what's given to you. Try not to take bad hits, and get down when you can get down. And you kind of did that Sunday against Seattle. You kind of saw the old Winston scrambling and getting out of the pocket, making big-time throws because he's one of the, if not the highest-rated quarterback in the NFL when he's mobile outside the pocket. Let me get to more in the comments. Felipe, Jeremiah, doesn't Winston have 15 INTs? I don't think so. I don't think it's 15. He didn't throw an interception yesterday. Baker Mayfield, I mean, I don't know what happened to this guy. I mean, he's showing his true colors. Baker was in some domestic violence charges back at Oklahoma, with his, I guess, girlfriend at the time or woman that he was seeing. But it's just, and then he's exploding on a reporter, trying to talk to him about stuff. And I don't know. I think Baker Mayfield was putting up a front with everybody the whole time. And I called this and said if this season fell apart, this team would erupt. And it is that Beckham still can't get open. Well, you still can't connect with Beckham as they should. And it's just crazy that these things are going on like that at the moment, with Cleveland. And I know somebody in here said we're in the new laughingstock of the league. Well, we're not laughingstock when we're going toe-to-toe, with a playoff contender, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He literally one possession away. There's nothing else to complain about in that game. You were one possession away, a coin flip. They got the ball, went down and scored. That was the end of the game. There's nothing else after that. Beep. That's all, folks. That was it. You can complain about all the other aspects and things like that, but we had our chances. We got into that. We talked about Dean and Carlton Davis. Let's hear from Shaq Barrett, Devin White, and Bo Allen. Here we go.
We keep losing the tough games and the close games will we be in control, so he's got to get better at that.
Coach said he had a good week. You prepare for Russell Wilson as best you can, but there's no way to duplicate it. Did he do things in the game today that you've watched on TV over the years?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he had a good quarterback, great quarterback. He's good when he roll out. He always got his eyes down the field, and the play's never over, and he showed us that today. But we looking forward to trying to build off. I mean, we ain't building off no loss. We just need to get back into the lab and just start building and getting back on track.
Shaq Carlton Davis got hurt before the game, and Jamel Dean had to come in and play. He had 6 rookies on defense. How tough is it for somebody to have to face Russell Wilson and those receivers right off the bat?
It's just their job is what's expected. I mean, they know they supposed to be out there. They believe in their stuff. We believe in them. So it's not like it's just a lack of experience. That's it. I mean, I know when I was a rookie, I wasn't even playing my rookie year, so it's hard. But we got the guys that's able to get the job done, and we believe in them.
Check. Thank you.
Because we keep losing the tough games.
I forgot we was on turf. Like, the ball bounced hard on turf, so that was on me. But I knew he was a strong runner, a strong guy, so I just tried to use all my force.
I mean, your rule when you were in a situation like that. I mean, obviously you're going for ball, but were you securing tackle first, or did you think ball only?
No, I mean, you grab with your left hand, outside hand, and to hold and secure the tackle, and then you punch with your free hand, right hand, whatever hand the ball in.
Did you know you had 6 rookies playing on defense on many plays today?
Yeah, I mean, before we came out, I called them up and just told them, like, it's on us. Like, we the guys who they drafted. Like, we need to make plays. We need to step up. We need to, cause we need to be here for a long time, and we need to win games. So, I mean, I knew.
Coach sounded afterwards like this is something to build from, and that's not a consolation. But last week, remember what the locker room felt like. Do you feel like the team built something this week, and even coming out of a loss?
I mean, we just getting better, but like we right there, and like it's just like time to just keep taking the extra step, like to finish the game, and like everybody say like Seahawks one of the best teams, and we just had them. We had them on the ropes. We just got to knock people out once we got them on the ropes, and that's the one thing we just got to get better at doing and doing it consistently. So I mean, as far as me, I'm gonna be back in the film room and on the practice field trying to get better because I had mistakes out there, and I got to fix those mistakes. So a great linebacker don't make mistakes, and it start with the inside linebacker room. So I mean, it's all on us.
How good was Russell Wilson today?
I mean, he was good scrambling around, making stuff happen. Hats off to him. He's a great player, one of the greatest I ever faced. He did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's elusive. He's smart. He's good with the football. He knows where to put it. So we got to be better than we were today.
I don't know if you knew you had at one point 6 rookies playing on defense at the time. Just young players in general. I mean, how do you think the defense did overall?
There's no such thing as a rookie week 8 or week 9 in the NFL. That's just the nature of the game. And you said, how do you think the defense did overall? I think we need to be better, and I think that starts up front with us on the D-line.
Coach sounded this, last week, remember what it was like. This week, he almost sounded like that you guys built something here, and it's not meant to be a consolation. However, what do you take from this day?
Well, there's nothing good about losing. It doesn't really matter how you lose or who you lose to, where you lose. There's nothing good about it, and it's never something that you want to get used to. But I think there's always some positives you can take from a game. But I think the bottom line is that we weren't good enough to win.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bucnblake Sports, live on BucsReport.com every Monday and Friday, going pregame and postgame. Well, postgame on Monday, pregame on Fridays, around between 12 and 3 o'clock, whenever I can get it in and get my day going. Again, I appreciate all of you guys checking out the show all day long, hearing from Mike Clayton, watching Mike Clayton first touchdown. You'll see a lot more of him on the show, giving his flavors and all that type of stuff. Loving you guys' responses. Check out the polls that I got going on, and send me emails and stuff if you guys want to get on the show. There's a link on there. You click that, and you can get you a call in here if you want to get in. That's up to you guys. But it's a tough loss, but the team fought, man. I'm really not too upset about that. The team fought hard in this game, and I really, it came down to one drive, and the team won. So be it. I can live with that. You guys fought hard and didn't give up. Tony, welcome to the show. Jeremiah, what's going on? Peter, I would like to see Jameis compared to the quarterbacks who have been hit or rushed as much as Jameis is. I'm not a Jameis fan, but at least I know what we have in him. That's a fair assessment. I respect that. Peter again, Jameis reminds me a lot of young Favre. You can go ahead and laugh at me, in my opinion. Oh, no, I'm not laughing at you at all. I've called him Black Favre before. I think I wrote an article a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I said, is Winston Black Favre, the gunslinger? What did Favre say? If you ain't, he said, if you ain't risking it, you ain't trying, or something like that. Got to give your players a shot. And I saw somebody say also that Mike Evans makes Winston look good. Well, Evans is a tall radius, so even when he's covered, if you throw it high, he has a chance to get the ball. And that's where you want to put it. You want to put it on the show where the kids can't get it, up top over the defender, because the average defender is 5'10". Mike Evans is 6'5" with basketball player vertical. So that's where you want to throw the ball, and a lot of players can't do that. Chris Godwin's getting in the habit of doing that and having very reliable hands. But that's just the way it is. Peter, you like that Black Favre? Yep, Black Favre, man. I'm gonna try to see if I can get James to embrace that, the Black Favre. Super Bowl winner, very successful quarterback. But it was crazy if you talk about the Packers, we're speaking of it. In 29 years, is it 29 years or something like that? You have 2 Super Bowls. You have two Hall of Famers possibly, but only 2 Super Bowls between 2 quarterbacks in that many amount of years. I mean, that is kind of disappointing when you break it down. I mean, I'm sure it's over 29 now between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, because it went right from one to the other. That's all you had out of all that whole regime. Between 2 franchise QBs, and that's the type of stuff we need to build at, is be able to go from one quarterback to the other and just stop switching every year and switching head coaches and thinking that works. We will become the Browns if the Browns or whoever, the Dolphins, pretty much the Dolphins or the Browns. If the Dolphins haven't had anybody since Dan Marino, and when we have quarterbacks, we get rid of them because we don't. Ironically, we don't fix the things around him. We get rid of the quarterback, but you don't fix the things around him, i.e. Doug Williams, i.e. Steve Young. And there are people say, oh, well, the team wasn't good. The team wasn't good. We couldn't protect him. So you get rid of the quarterback? Great thinking. Great thinking. We get rid of a Hall of Fame Super Bowl winner or whatever you want to call him because, what, we didn't like him? We said he couldn't get it done because nobody else could get it done, and it's a domino effect. It takes play into that. Lineman can't block, quarterback can't throw it, receiver can't catch the ball. It all goes into one. It's literally a team game. Now, one person can block a person, take a snap, throw the ball, catch the ball. It's all a collective thing. It just trips me out that we can't just start building a farm system within our own organization to get players like that and go from one guy to the other. I've preached this 1,000 times, but that's the things we got to do if we want to get a successful franchise. Bump to just winning one season, a successful franchise where we compete every year like the Steelers, no matter Steelers and Eagles, whoever, where they lose their quarterback or lose somebody and they still find ways to win. Because you got a system here. You got guys that believe. You guys come here with an attitude or objective because they don't want to be here and want to do things the way you do. Get rid of those guys and get the guys in here that want to be here. I will live or die with guys that's riding for the team and doing what the things that they're asked what they're coached to do. And the guys that just can't get the job done, then you move on from them. Then you understand. The fans can understand what a proper system looks like, et cetera, et cetera. But I think hopefully with Arians and Bowles and all that, we can get that going. But this loss, I have to put it on Bowles. But I didn't like the game planning on that. You put those guys on the island a lot. I mean, granted, it was another rookie in DK Metcalf, but I didn't like it. Not this particular game. Thought we should have switched it up a little bit and mixed it up. But Russell Wilson sniffed out every blitz and eradicated us. That's all I got, guys. I appreciate you guys checking out the show today, as you always do, showing me support, love, and all that. And we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. God bless, and fire those cannons.
There is a storm on the horizon. They say it follows a ship rigged with black sails. They'll destroy anyone who stands in between them and their hunt for gold. Have mercy on your soul if you ever run into these buccaneers.